What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, fans? This is your man Cam. I am on location at one of the worst places probably to be doing a recording like this at Cleveland, but I got to do it, man. I had to take a break. Got to pull over, make sure gather my bearings. Anybody who's dealing with your cell phone company, whoever your provider is. In this case, I don't know. I'm wrapped with
Whoever,
AT&T right now. Whoever I've had.
whoever, they're
I
all the
remember
same.
remember Nextel was remember Nextel, the push button Nextel was all the craze. I've had them all, and I've had the same battle with them all. I don't know how it is. It's like it's like what's good, fans? This is the voice of the fans. Week 176. I'm just in a state right now where I got to rant. I got to vent, fans. So you guys are allowing me to vent. So just hang in there with me. We're gonna get into the show. We're gonna do this week in sports. We're gonna talk about the in Major League Baseballs. We're gonna talk about the NFL playoffs. Cleveland, did you watch it? Were you glued to the TV?
Man,
Yeah,
so intently it was nauseating.
and we're gonna get to the NFL TV, NFL playoffs as well, divisional playoffs. We're going to talk about this week in the NBA. But fans, listen, whoever your provider is, I don't know if you guys are some friends or family with somebody who works at the building, inside the building, what makes it all the better. You really don't have to deal with this. But the customer service, the support, oh my goodness. And just imagine not having a cell phone, just a cell phone that doesn't work, an inoperable cell phone, and how frustrating that might be for your life. It's 2021. It's first world issues. It's 2022 um, issues that we're dealing with. But just imagine in 2022 not having a cell phone. 20 years ago, this was a non-issue. 20 years ago, this was a complete non-issue. It was a complete non-issue. Well, not a complete non-issue. But 20 years
In
ago, it
the
was.
third largest city in America with a population larger than Australia.
Uh, oh my goodness! So don't make it worse on me. Don't make it worse on me. So I'm getting through this. I'm trying to get through the show without thinking about it because it's the fans that I'm talking to right now. It's Cleveland that I have to beat up on, and right now that's my focus right now. That's my focus right now. So I got the script. Yeah, exactly. You're here. You're here. You're here. That's the focus right now. The fans, like I said, this is well, it's January, so I'm so flustered right now. Excuse me, guys. It's January 26th, week 176 of the Voice of the Fans podcast. We so appreciate you guys for tuning into the show. We Cleveland, thank you for your participation in the show. Week in, week out, you're always there. Thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate it. Check it out. We do this every week. We do this every week. The number 26. When you think of the number 26, there's only really a couple guys that really come to my mind when I think of the number 26. Who comes to your mind when you think of the number 26? And one guy just can't. I just thought of Mr. Clinton Porter, so I bet that's your guy, right?
You stole all my thunder, Cam. It's Clinton Portis. Yeah,
Yeah, he just crossed my mind.
yeah.
But I got the best defensive back in all of NFL football history, wearing number 26, and that's Mr. Rod Woodson.
Well, I'm sorry, Cam. First and foremost, the best defensive back to ever play was Deion Sanders. It was not Rod Woods, and
No, 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 no,
that's
no.
cool.
I mean, that's your opinion, but this guy,
And
he,
that's
he
just
would.
real.
No, no, that's your opinion. This guy would tackle. He played two positions, safety and cornerback. If you didn't hear me say cornerback, I said defensive
So
back.
did Deion Sanders.
No, well, yeah. If you want to count Deion Sanders with the Ravens, I mean, they got torched. They were getting torched frequently. If you want to, don't look at Deion Sanders with the Ravens or the Redskins. He was a torch machine. But Rod Wilson was solid all the way through his career, including past through the injury. So again, that's my vote for the best defensive back in all of NFL history. And then with the number 76 still on, who, when you think of number 76, who comes to mind first? And who were the number of the best?
76 has got to be Steve Hutchinson. Being at 12 and understanding how devastating that 2006 offense was. A lot of people don't really give a respect to it, but
How
yeah, it was
devastating it was.
devastating. Yeah, it was devastating. And in addition, Steve Hutchinson has also spawned what is supposed to be the number one pick in the draft this year. So, yeah, Steve.
Oh, that's his little guy.
Aiden Hutchinson. Oh yeah.
Well, I guess he probably not so little.
No.
Yeah. Um, Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Good feedback. They were devastating. They just had.
Sean Alexander left behind Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson. There's not 10 plays in the history of the NFL greater than that.
There's not what?
There's not 10 plays in the history of the NFL that are greater than Sean Alexander left in their prime. Seahawks.
No, it wasn't actually. It wasn't actually. Sean Alexander. I mean, I'm surprised you even giving Sean Alexander any props, considering the college he went to. Considering you're.
Oh, that's way before the whole.
First and foremost.
That's way before the whole, academy thing started. No.
What do you mean? Before what? What are you talking about? Before what academy?
The Nick Saban Academy, that's a whole different thing. I mean, that's those players don't come out the same way as Sean Alexander did. Sean Alexander left in 2006. There's nothing greater.
What do you mean? But what school did he go to though?
The University of Alabama.
Again, there's a unique disdain for him. But anyway, 76. Hutchinson was pretty good. Was he better than Rosie Greedo or Marion Motley? I mean, I didn't see Marion Motley, but Marion Motley looked like a big old. What's the guy who played forward for the North Carolina Tar Heels and then for the Carolina Panthers? Who am I thinking about?
Julius Peppers.
He looked like Julius Peppers with speed. That's what Marion Motley looked like. She's a big old man, Myles Garrett type dude with speed, running through what was the NFL back then.
But no, he was not. He was not Steve Hutchinson good. So sorry.
He was not. I mean, I don't know. See, all right, Steve. All right, I'll give the nod to Steve. So that was a good tandem. That was a good pairing that they had. So. But can you name a better weekend in the NFL? Were all the games were really good games? There was 3 walk-offs, right? 3 field goals and 1 TD to end all 4 divisional games.
No, not to my knowledge. I have tried to recollect about a weekend this explosive and suspenseful, and cannot think of a single one, man. I mean, I do remember the Cleveland Browns because I'm old, fans, a little older than you guys. I do remember the Cleveland Browns coming back from 28-0 in Mile High, and I was like, wow, that's the most amazing comeback I've ever seen. But no. 2022 tops all that. I know we've had this conversation before. Actually, I will let you set this up, man, because I have some things to say about quite a few of these games. But I'll let you narrate and publish it which direction you want to go with it. Because
well, okay. So we can get right to the games, or we can talk about the overtime rule. Get your thoughts on the overtime rule. But I'm interested to hear what you got to say. What's your question? If you want to jump into the game, we can jump into the game. What game you want to jump into?
So I'll take them one by one. Cam, I'll take them one by one. So Cincinnati, I did not think that they could win a backyard alley brawl with anybody. I thought they would have to score a whole bunch of points to win, but man, they just stood toe to toe with the Titans and just did what they could do. They didn't score a lot of points. Tremendous victory. I mean, even though Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times, they just did enough to win. That was
I love
impressive.
you gotta love it. You gotta love it when the quarterback hangs in there, man. I could go. Let's stick with this game. And when the quarterback hangs in there, like what was the most sacks? 8 sacks against Dave Craig, and they came back and won that game still. Like that's tremendous guts right there. That's tremendous guts. That's tremendous grit right there. When you stick in the game, let alone come back and win the game, and then it's in the playoffs where you
On
guys
the
are in full
road,
control on the road. Like I mean, against a heavily favored, heavy, the number one seeded team in the AFC in your conference. Like you guys aren't supposed to be doing this. Like this is you guys aren't supposed to be doing this. First of all, you're lucky to be here, and then you're making all this noise here while you're here. It's like, what's really going on with the Bengals? Um, they, they wouldn't let Henry get in the game. I mean, it was kind of being 2 months off, coming in play NFL playoff football. That's kind of a stretch if you're realistic about his production. You know, maybe a month off, maybe a few weeks off, but 2 months off coming in the NFL playoff football. Yeah, okay, we can understand how you can shut that down. Ryan Tannehill sucks. Do you see what I've been telling you for 7 years with the Dolphins? You try to jump on a bandwagon. Don't act like you try to weasel off the bandwagon like you wasn't riding with Ryan Tannehill the last 18 months. But I remember. I can play back the tape, fans. When you were like cheering, yeah, let's go Tannehill, let's go Ryan, let's go Ryan. I remember you was leading that cheer, and then you try to weasel off the because they're going to Cincinnati coming to town. You try to wait out front for Cincinnati's bus to jump on the bus when that come by. I know what kind of guy you are. But I've been telling you, Ryan Tannehill, come on, he starts the game off with an interception. Come on, throw it behind the guy. I mean, throw it behind the receiver, late behind the receiver, starts the game off with an interception. Comes out of halftime, throw another interception. I mean, in the game, I mean, do you understand what I've been telling you? You understand Henry's not effective. It's crunch time. You can't count on Ryan Tannehill. I know you've been. I, I know you've been. You don't want to. You don't want to agree with it, but I know where you have to agree with it. You saw it for yourself in crunch time in the playoff. And then, can you name 10 receivers better than Jamar Chase? I know this was your guy coming out of college.
no. 10? Is that what
10.
you said?
Devontae
10
Adams.
receivers better than Jamar Chase? No, I can't name
Devontae
10.
Adams. Devontae Adams. I get Devontae Adams.
Okay. Are you trying to get to 10?
Devontae Smith.
For real?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to 10. I'm
Oh,
gonna try to
okay.
get to 10. Can you get
Okay.
to 10?
This should be entertaining, fans. He started with Devontae Adams. That's a good start. That's one.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown winner. That's two.
DK Metcalf.
Jamar Chase has better hands than DK Metcalf. So no.
Ooh. Ooh, he took DK Metcalf off the board. Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen has a larger book of reference to deal with. So, given the fact that Jamar Chase is in his first season, we'll give Keenan the pass on this one. There's two.
Well, we got three. We got Devontae, Cooper Kupp, and
I'm sorry,
Keenan
there's
Allen.
three. There's three.
Tyler Lockett.
No,
CeeDee Lamb.
no,
Jerry Judy.
no.
Stephon Diggs.
For the sake of argument, because this is looking so lopsided, I'll give you Stephon Diggs. So what is that,
So
4?
there's four. We
Okay.
got Adams. We got Cooper Kupp. We got Diggs. We got Keenan Allen.
Okay.
Debo Samuels.
No.
Devontae Smith.
No.
And who am I missing? Tyreek Hill.
I will give you Tyreek Hill for now. There's 5.
Jefferson. John Jefferson
No.
in Minnesota. Who am I missing? Cooper. Amari Cooper.
No.
Am I missing anybody?
Oh, you tell me you ran out of names. I mean, I thought he was
Mike Williams.
you ran
Mike
out of names
Williams.
real fast.
Mike Williams.
I mean, like, no.
Mike Williams. I mean, shit, I don't know. I can't.
You're out of names.
I'm out
The
of
only other
names.
name I can think of is DeAndre Hopkins. He's hurt. I will put
Okay.
DeAndre in front of him for now.
Okay, so that's
6.
6. Man,
I'm willing to shut it down right there.
and he's the number 6 receiver in the NFL in his second year.
First
And
season.
he comes in. You're putting him at number 6 in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me double check this here. That was not looking at any list, folks. That was just cut off the top of the head. Jalen Waddle. I think you're gonna say Jalen Waddle's better. I mean, he might be better. We ain't seen the production. I'll put it like that. Jamar Chase, he get 1455. He's number 4 in receivings. He's behind Adams, Jefferson, and Kupp. That's it. Justin Jefferson at 1,600 yards receiving.
Yeah, and rookie records and all those categories that you're naming. Yeah.
No. I'm just saying Jefferson had 1,600
No, I'm
yards
just
receiving.
saying. I'm just saying all those categories that you're naming. Yeah, rookie records.
In front of Tyler, in front of Diggs, Hill, Mark Andrews, Debo Samuel, Deontay Johnson. I didn't realize he was top 10. So you got Jamar Chase number 6 in the NFL right now. I mean, that's a hell of a combo right there. So, do you think Mike Vrabel went for the 2-point conversion too early in that game?
Hard to say. I mean, they were trying to do some things. He knew that he was compromised on the offensive side of the ball with regards to scoring points. So when you have an opportunity to do that, I mean,
wait. I'm not letting you get by with that. Compromise on the offensive side of the ball. How is he compromised?
With regards to the way that they can score, the way that they score points it's predicated with a strong running game, so they're not explosive. So when they had an opportunity to go for the 2, go for the 2 if you can get it.
So you're dancing around the whole true issue. Did you Fred Astaire tonight? You just started dancing around the whole issue because they're predicating the way their offense is. What's the real? This is the voice of the fans.
We said this last week.
That they were struggling on
Titans'
offense.
Offense is not explosive. They have to score in a certain way. They have to control and dictate the game in a certain way.
Because why? That's what I want to hear you say it. There's a reason.
Because they don't have great receivers, and the strength of their offense is Derrick Henry, King Henry.
He was back.
Is that not the strength of their offense?
King Henry was there on Sunday. Okay. Saturday. He was there. So what are you talking about? Just so you dancing around the true issue. I'm gonna let you keep dancing.
What is the true issue?
Because you dancing, I'm gonna let you. Since you want to dance all around it and put your foot all around, because the receivers
I'm going to let
have
you
they
address
don't have
the
any
issue
good
that I'm
receivers.
dancing all around, man. What am I dancing all around?
He went to this cat went to the receivers on the squad. Talk about the running game, and this guy goes to receivers on the squad. Come on, man. The fans don't even buy what you're talking about. But we're gonna let you simmer on that one. Hopefully you come back and be honest. And be honest with the fans and be honest with the people about the true reason that the Tennessee Titans are limited. As good as they looked, I picked them. I picked them over the weekend, so I wanted them to win. So we're gonna get to that pick segment in a minute, but they just tease you. Their quarterback is a tease, and you know it. And you just don't want to admit it. You just don't want to say it. You dance all. This cat went to the receivers aren't the best in the league. Come on, like anybody wouldn't want Julio Jones and Brown on their squad. Tell me you wouldn't want either one of those guys as your third receiver. Exactly. Exactly.
As your third receiver, yeah, you would love to have either one of those guys as your third receiver for sure.
I mean, or your second receiver and move Tyler Lockett to
Oh,
number
well,
three as he sits.
now you're splitting hairs.
No,
Now we gotta
now
get a little bit more like
move
what
Tyler
team are you
Lockett to the
talking
slot
about?
as he actually should be a slot receiver, not
Well,
or one or
hey,
two.
Julio Jones, AJ Brown, they couldn't quite get it done. Yeah, next year.
No, it wasn't them who couldn't get it done. Now, I don't
Okay,
know
well,
why you.
hey man, are
I
the
don't know why
Tennessee
you trying
Titans
to
still in the
blame. I
playoffs
don't know
right
why you
now?
trying to blame the
Are the
receivers.
Tennessee Titans still in the playoffs right now?
Oh my goodness.
So next year we'll see them. We'll see how they make their adjustments and move on.
And all of a sudden he just turns his back on the whole Mike Vrabel regime. He just turned so quickly. Jamar Chase come on the scene. He just turns his whole back on the whole regime.
Paper Chase, I mean JV, I mean the
And he didn't even
Bengal
like it.
Tigers.
He didn't even like Burrow. He thought Burrow was gonna be a bust. You lucky I didn't get that one on tape. You saying Burrow was gonna be a bust. You lucky I didn't get that one on tape. Because I remember I was telling you, I told you exactly what
I
to do.
don't know if there's any evidence of any time that I've ever said that.
But you have to admit, man, come on now. I told you what this kid was going to be before the draft. Told anybody that was going to listen. I try to tell TJ who's Mazada. Look, dude, this is what I would do. This is what I would do. If I was
100%. 100%.
this I do. This is what I would do.
100%.
I don't even. And it wasn't waver. The problem is everybody was wavering him and Hall. No, that plan you guys had just is not going to work. Scrap it. Told them that actually before that organization is so screwed up. They couldn't even tank appropriately. Because if they could tank appropriately, they would have been in a position to get him. But then they were so glossy eyed, they might not even make the correct pick then.
Killed that one. You nailed that one, Cam. Nailed it.
The kid was able to take control of the game and put these passes and make these receivers look so spectacular. Although both of them, as I just noted, are doing really good in the NFL so far, 1,600 and 1,455. I mean, both of them are balling. But Burrow in college, man, my goodness gracious. He was dropping it right in the pocket. To running backs, receivers, tight ends, it didn't matter. And was looking perfect. And just like he's doing it in the NFL. It's like, and the fact that he's taking a punishment. Like I remember a guy, Rex Grossman, who took a penalty. I don't know if you remember Rex Grossman at the Florida University. At University of Florida though. Bro, his little 5'8", 175 pound ass was getting blasted in the SEC by these big country cornbread fed country boys coming out of Auburn. He played at Florida, so he playing all of these Auburn, Alabama,
The entire SEC, my
Miss.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he was taking a punishment. But I gain respect for Rex Grossman because Rex Grossman would take a punishment and get right back up and complete the next pass. He was taking these punishments and still getting rid of the ball as he's getting hit, type stuff. It was like it. That's why again, he didn't have a fresh. I was surprised he actually led the Bears to the Super Bowl.
You know,
I
Cam, I'm
thought
gonna let my guard down here a little bit, man. I'm gonna let my guard down here a little bit. I'm gonna say these last two quarterbacks that you were very adamant about are Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, man. So you do know quarterbacks, man. I have to tip my hat to you, my dude. You do know quarterbacks, man, and what they're about.
oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty
That might
cool.
be your specialty. I mean, the last two, I was like, man, Alex Smith can do some things. You're like, nah, dude, that other dude.
Man, bro.
That other dude should be starting. Like, okay, we'll
The
see. This might be three straight Super Bowls. You said, man, you should trade all of your picks to get Joe Burrow. He's that much better. I'm like, not all your picks. Nah, dude. JB is that dude. So, yeah, man.
bro,
Quarterback
give them all
whisperer.
to him. That's what I say. Give them all to him right now.
All to him.
That's where I'm starting right now. Give them all to. Hey, you five with the 15 and the 23 here.
At least all your first round picks and your
All my
second
first
round
one.
pick.
All my
And
here.
we'll
You,
just
you can
switch.
have them.
Yeah.
And let's go from there. All right, let's go from there. I'll see you around. I'll see you at the SoFi because we put that squad. We put him on the squad. Then all of a sudden our receivers look like they can catch. And so let's get into this. I'm gonna recall. Too bad I can't play this video quite yet, but let's jump. Let's not jump into it yet. But ball placement. Ball placement is so important for a quarterback at the NFL level. Burrow had that ball placement. Tua doesn't have that ball placement. He's a little. Let me take that back. He doesn't have the anticipation. He has to see the guy running open for 4 or 5 steps to hit him. And in Alabama, that worked great because those guys were running for 5 and 6 steps. They were running wide open. Okay, he can hit him. Boom, collected. Okay, the left-handed guy, he looks really good. Blah 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 blah. But we need somebody quick, 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 quick. But don't discredit me though. I told you about Najee Harris. I told you what he was going to do, and he
Oh
essentially
man, he was
carried.
all right, man. I mean, he did
He
some things
essentially
here and
carried. Come
there,
on,
man. I
he
mean,
essentially
he
he was
wasn't
playing with
like
Ben Bell. He was
the
playing with Ben
mercurial player that you
Roethlisberger.
thought he was going to be. I
He
mean,
was
he was
playing.
all
He was
right,
playing with
man.
Ben Roethlisberger. Man, come on,
Well, I
stop
mean,
it.
well, damn.
Come on,
Well, so
stop
what?
it.
I mean, no, I mean,
Stop.
he's
To
cool,
100
man.
yards.
He kind of
To,
stutter steps, man. He
to
doesn't
100
really hit the
yards.
hole as tough as I would like, but he's all right.
1,200 yards. Got his team to the NFL playoffs.
I mean, he's all right, man. But
And then I'm
no,
not,
I mean,
and then I'm not
you
gonna let you
certainly
forget about.
overhyped him. You
And,
certainly overhyped him.
again, I'll
No
take
doubt.
him. I'll take him. And then the other guy who wasn't getting hyped enough. I'm not gonna let you ever forget about this guy. I'm not ever gonna let you forget about this guy. He goes from a special teams carrier, a special teams guy, to a year later, your number one draft pick in the fantasy draft. If that, hey, if the way cats look at fantasy football is not a true indication of what they think of a player, is that if you draft him number one overall in your fantasy draft, you no longer think he's a special teams player. you you clearly have seen the sky has opened up, the curtains are off, and you see what this guy is capable of. I'm gonna never let you forget about that one. You said dude was gonna be a special teams player. Do you remember that? You know exactly who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking. Oh, you don't know who I'm talking about?
It's not ringing
Oh,
a bell.
uh, no.
It's not ringing a bell.
Oh, Christian Jackson McCaffrey. Oh, you never heard of that guy. You remember referring to that guy as a special team player. You don't remember that.
I think if you're talking about that number 25 for the Panthers, I think he played like 5 or 6 games this year.
Flippity floppity. I called it out last week, folks. I called it out last week. He flippity flop. He jumped on the Bengals bandwagon faster than anybody could blink, and now all of a sudden he's saying the guy. He only now he's talking about his fragility. Now all of a sudden he's talking about his. Cleveland, you ain't right. What game you want to talk about next, man? You ain't right.
I mean, we can go in order. I mean, the next game, I guess, would be the San Francisco 49ers beating the Green Bay Packers. Yeah.
Okay. Did I ask you last week if I don't remember if I asked you your response if Aaron Rodgers underachieved? Did I ask you about?
Underachieved.
Did I ask you
Yeah,
about that? His
you
career.
did.
We talked.
I think we kind of, talked back and forth about it pre-show. Maybe not on the show, but let me put an exclamation point on that statement that you came up with. Yeah, he's underachieved for sure.
You say without a doubt.
And
Um,
this last performance is just, I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, no.
I'm gonna tell you, it goes against a lot of what I was saying during the season, but in training camp, San Francisco 49ers came to Costa Mesa to scrimmage the Los Angeles Chargers 2 days in a row. What we got a chance to see was Derwin James against George Kittle. We didn't see the tackle. Tyron Williams, he didn't play. He didn't play that day. Going against Joey Bosa. But we saw their defensive line trying to take their shots at Rashawn Slater. That was pretty interesting. And at that time, the Chargers line was coming together. They were getting abused by the San Francisco 49ers. Abused. Like you would like they probably should have called the practice. In fact, I think the second day they did call the practice because they were getting absolutely destroyed. So much so that the players, the way the Chargers practice, was they have one field on this side, another field on this side, but then like behind or on top of the fields, they have it's kind of empty, but the players who are injured are kind of going through their workout routines and their calisthenics, if you will. They're jogging, they have put some bikes over there. So they're over there working out. But San Francisco was hitting so hard. Those players who were injured kind of jumped off. Like their team was, there were defensive linemen who were injured. The defensive line was going against number one defensive line, going against the number one offensive line. And they were punishing. They were each taking a turn rotating in on the Los Angeles Chargers, just punishing them. Punishing them. Every other play, the quarterback's going down for a sack. Every second play, the running back's getting pounded for -2 yards. Like they're just dominating the Chargers offensive line. Brian Bulaga, who didn't play for offensive line, he was done. But they were trying to hold on. He's a veteran. Okay, let's let him at least start the season. But we saw first game of the season, he went out with some back injury, and we didn't see him all year. So they were kind of messed up from the jump. But I say all that to talk about San Francisco. How I'm over there because I want to see I want to see the defensive line versus the offensive line. That was one of my major concerns going into the season for the Chargers. And dude who comes like almost runs me over trying to get to the sideline to root on his guys. And it's like I didn't know who this. I see this big ass dude coming out of the bushes almost trying to get to a sideline. Um, but it's just that spirit, that vibe that they played with. We saw them put it on the Rams a couple times already, but they put it on the Packers. Man, the Packers weren't ready. They Aaron Rodgers. I don't understand. I mean, he's had a couple of duds like this in crunch time, like when it really matters, and he makes he in some games he throws in his soul. Um, what is the effortless that a game like yesterday is unexplainable, right?
Well, absolutely. First off, Cam, I don't know why you bring up a scrimmage with a team that make the playoffs, trying to make another team look better.
Hey, the 49ers just
That really doesn't mean anything at this
the
point.
49ers are still playing. It
When
was
we talk about a
an
scrimmage,
aggressiveness
I'm
as a
sorry, I'm
fourth.
sorry, Cam, I'm sorry. When we talk about a scrimmage with a team to make playoffs, I mean that's not really a gauge of what they're capable of doing. Okay, so you can throw that out. But anyways, back to that first game. You didn't think they were going to be the Dallas Cowboys. You had the Cowboys win that game, if I'm correct. Correct? Yeah. So the second game, I mean, I'm going to be honest with the fans. Fans, I tuned this game out. The first drive, that Green Bay Packers went down the field, scored a touchdown. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, bye. Came back about 2.5 hours later. It's like, it's snowing. Oh, why is it still a game? Fans, I did see the missed field goal at the end of the half. So I'm like, okay. Did not see the blocked punt. Did not see why the game was so close. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what's going on here? 10 points. Aaron Rodgers, MVP of the league with Devontae Adams and this explosive offense. Yeah. No excuses, no explanations. As Coach Tomlin says, man, I just don't want to hear it, man. There's nothing to hear. It's so many times this has happened. Aaron Rodgers has home field advantage. Aaron Rodgers gets to the NFC Championship. What's he like? 1-6 in the NFC Championship? It's like the record is horrible. I don't want to hear no more. Love the dude. He's the greatest thrower of the football there's ever been, but man, not a winner. Cam, I need to hear you, homie. I can't hear you.
My bad. You said he's not a winner. You said that
He's
was
not a
pretty deep.
winner. One Super Bowl, like 1-6. And he wins in the most improbable of ways. He wins in just like every way imaginable. I'm sorry, loses in every way imaginable.
That's crazy. He called him not a winner. So Aaron Rodgers, Pete Carroll calls Aaron Rodgers this offseason. You're not interested in that?
Man, I mean, statistically it looks great. I mean, on paper it looks great, but man, Russell Wilson's a bigger winner than Aaron Rodgers. Not a greater thrower of the football, but
He's a better winner.
A better winner.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're not calling him Jeff George.
No, I'm not. Like I said, if you go to the NFC Championship 7 times, I mean, I'm splitting hairs here, my dude. I'm just saying when you start talking about like all time and he's in the clutch. No.
So he's on the same bar as same tier as Donovan McNabb.
Yes, that is the perfect tier to put Aaron Rodgers on. The same tier as Donovan McNabb.
Oh wow! What? You compared him to
The most
Donovan.
perfect tier you ever come up with, man. Wow.
Wow, that's
The
incredible.
only difference being is that Aaron Rodgers has actually won a Super Bowl and Donovan didn't. But
Okay.
yeah, when you talk about just going to the championship game over and over and over and over and over again and coming up short, yeah. And this wasn't even the championship game. This was like a divisional playoff game.
Okay, where are the Packers without him though? So we're gonna know. No doubt we're gonna see that this offseason.
Well,
Right?
I mean, they can probably get to the divisional playoffs.
You think they can get to the playoffs with Jordan Love? They're
Give
gonna
that
get.
other dude some time.
They were 13 and.
Give that other dude some time.
Oh, listen to you. Stop it.
They said the same thing when Aaron was sitting behind Brett.
What has this guy shown you that he can do? He can duplicate what Aaron or what Brett or he has done.
He hasn't.
So how you gonna go there?
But weren't they saying the same thing when Aaron was sitting behind Brett? Like, come on, man. Are we just waiting for Aaron Rodgers to take the field? Like, ugh, gross. Not really. We'd prefer Brett to be out there as long as he can be out there. You can just keep pulling out our heartstrings and, leading us along, to the very last day of training camp. Isn't Aaron doing the same thing? I'll tell you guys when my heart is right, when I feel it. When I know what I want to do. If I can commit.
This guy, he's bragging. So you wouldn't take Rodgers if he came knocking on your door. Is this what I'm to understand?
I mean, of course you have to consider when you have the greatest passer of the football in the history of the NFL. Yeah. Of course we have to talk about it. And most likely you don't have somebody better. I mean, there's only like 3 or 4 teams, and that's a stretch, right? 2 or 3 teams that have somebody better. But I mean, you have a short window, and it's not a guarantee of a Super Bowl by any means.
So 13-4 last year. You're saying without him they're going to go 12-6?
Have no idea, man. No idea. What I do know is once the playoffs start, it's not a guarantee that all of that arm talent is going to get you to the promised land.
So you have it more. You have it all on the Packers and Aaron Rodgers losing this game and the 49ers winning this game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. One more question. This is when Jimmy G, does he get a job next season with the Niners or no? He's still out the door.
We're not sure. We're not sure. It certainly makes the conversation more interesting, doesn't it?
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah.
That's all.
They already committed with the 2 picks. So, I mean, how long can this go on, man? It wasn't like late. Aaron Rodgers was late in the first round. This is like the 2 pick. So, okay. Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, okay, Jimmy. It's been real, huh? Well, I guess we can get into it later, but where do you think is the best spot for Aaron Rodgers? If you got him leaving Green Bay, which, I mean, I don't know, if you Green Bay, do you want him back? I mean,
what you're seeing is and I heard this today, and I didn't even think of it this way. Is you're just seeing a replay of the Brett Favre thing like before. It's like every year you want to sign a 1-year deal for like $50 million, like every year, and you never know. But we draft that other guy behind you.
But I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to lock this up now. We can't wait till August.
But there's no locking him up anymore. He's already free. So every year is going to be like this, man. The best place for him would be Pittsburgh if it's not Green Bay. Green Bay is the best place for him. The second best place for him is Pittsburgh.
Not Denver.
No.
Not Denver. Not South Florida.
No.
No. Okay. And then you have them. You don't have them in the contingent of winning their division next year without Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers.
We don't know. We don't know what the heir apparent has in store for us.
Oh, stop it! You don't have Minnesota, Detroit. Who else
Chicago.
is in
Yeah, that's not a real
Chicago?
tough division.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Not too tough to win that one. I wouldn't say.
Yeah, you can't go with a rookie quarterback and be confident on. Or your quarterback, yeah. All right, well, enough of that game. So we got the Rams and the Buccaneers, and you called it. You called it. You sure enough said it last week. You said you seen that what that kid number 99 can do to a offensive line, and when he gets going and they get rattled, and then they have.
Man, did you see when they put it on the left side of that line? Man, I felt so terrible for that right tackle. Like, oh my god.
So okay, so this is a question I'm gonna ask. I gotta get this question asked next season. Next preseason. I guess it would be a good time to ask it. If they will move Aaron Rodgers, if they move Aaron Donald around, he's a defensive tackle, but they put him on the end to go against your young tackle. They put him on against your left end, and then against your right end. Why don't they move offensive tackles around like that?
Because that's not what they do. They are trained to protect in a certain way. That's why left tackles and right tackles don't move around very well. That's why left guards and right guards don't move around very well. They're trained to protect in a certain way. It's not that interchangeable like that.
Why not? It isn't interchangeable because if a guy goes down,
I mean theoretically, but I mean,
serious business. If a guy goes down, if the guys go down, we saw it happen earlier this season.
Because that's like saying like Walter Jones would be like a Pro Bowl left tackle and a Pro Bowl right tackle. I mean, that's
Well, no. He's better at one than the other. But could he play center? Obviously, he could. Could he play guard? Probably just as well. Is he going to be all pro? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? There are. You're right in saying there are different characteristics.
You're kind of making them all the same, and that's unfair to the offensive lineman.
Okay, so if a defensive lineman can do it,
bro, Aaron Donald can do it.
Aaron Donald ain't the first person you see move around the offensive line or the defensive line.
Yeah, man, you see some cats just play the same position all the time. Yeah.
A lot of cats do, but this is not the first time you've seen the guy.
Okay, you're right, man. This is just a 7-time all the Pro Bowler, like about to be 3-time defensive player of the year. Why are we comparing him to other people?
I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, if the defensive lineman can move around, I wonder why that offensive lineman can't move around. Just the same, I understand that there's some specialties to playing right tackle versus left tackle. But if this guy moved if he says I'm gonna go to your left side and not away from you on your right side, I'm moving him over because clearly my other guy is not going to. If my other guy can't stop him, obviously, if my other guy is having problems over there, we're going to have to do a switcheroo. And you just match up with him unless he goes to center, and then that's a different story. You follow what I'm saying? Do you understand the logic?
But offensive linemen are not as versatile as, like, say, DBs that can, like, cover this receiver on this side of the field.
No, I'm not saying. I didn't say DB. At least your counterpart is a defensive line. I didn't say DB. I didn't say that's not what I said. I didn't say DB. I said move him from the right tackle to left tackle.
Right, from left tackle to right tackle.
Or from left guard to right guard. That's
you're completely defending the defensive player in a completely different stance and position. Like DBs can do that because they're fluid and athletic like that to do that.
We're talking about the best of the best athletes, though. Like we've never seen it done. It's kind of my point. We've never seen it done.
And
At least
there's
somebody.
a reason for that, Cam, because it's not that easily done.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I would give it a try. I'd have to give it a try. But nonetheless, you called it out. Like I was saying, you called it out. You said that the Rams defense is going to be a little too much for Tom Brady, who looked like shit for 3 quarters. He looked at like actually shit. He was reminding people a lot of Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's final days with Denver, where he couldn't throw it further than 20 yards downfield. And then all of a sudden, he gets one call. They get another play. They get another call. They get another play in the game. All of a sudden, the game is tied up. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you? And it was they went on the scoring bench. Who did you have at the end of it all? Did you have the Rams winning that game, or did the Buccaneers blow it?
Buccaneers blew it because the Rams gave them so many opportunities to get back into it, and they just could not convert. I mean, they came very close, but when I saw the snap over Stafford's head, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this is some new creative way to try and lose this game. I mean, it was 20-3. It was about to be
yeah,
27-3
yeah,
going into that. I
yeah.
mean, they were just bludgeoning these guys in every way. Just like I said, they're going to make TB12 uncomfortable. He does not like people putting his hands on him. He
And
does
they
not like
they were
him
putting them in,
around on the ground.
and they were touching them up a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't like that. So
Yeah.
when they were doing that, and he's only got one really quality receiver besides Gronk. I mean, Gronk and Mike Evans. I mean, that's all you got. It's not the same. Aaron Donald's coming every play. Von Miller's coming every play. He
But
doesn't
they came
like
back
that.
and
He
tied it
likes to
up.
stand around and what Tom likes to do to tap dance a little bit and get comfortable and see his third receiver. No, none of that. None of that.
But they were able to come back and tie it up. They were able to come back and tie it up. And then with the two dumbest calls, like I don't know, two dumbest play calls, like Yakimov's finest. Can you say enough about him? Yakimov's finest.
Cam, I was about to go off on a tirade about how, man, it was going to go a different direction about how the media is kind of pumping up Cooper Kupp for
Come on.
I don't want to say for certain reasons, but then he just comes through and just wins the game. I mean, so it's like,
Whoa. Back up. This is when you've heard enough of it. You've heard enough of it, or they're just carrying on too much. You were thinking they're doing a little bit too much retrospective of Cooper Kupp. What's going on? Is that what you're thinking?
it's like you and me go get a chocolate sundae, right? But when you go get a chocolate sundae from the media about Cooper Kupp, it's just got all this extra stuff, and all of a sudden it becomes like a 5-pound like chocolate sundae, right? It started out like a cup, but when those guys give it to you, it's like, oh my god, like how can I ever get this is like way too much, right?
Dog, let me tell you something. Cooper Kupp, he just gets open. He gets open. He's quicker than fast. But he knows how to run routes.
Nah, Cam, he doesn't just get open. He is the Triple Crown winner. And the only other 2 Triple Crown winners have been Jerry Rice and Sterling Sharp.
Ooh, Sterling Sharp was a bad bro. Sterling Sharp was a bad dude.
And that is the list.
Nobody knows a lot about Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp was a bad dude that nobody knows a lot about. For real.
But Cam, that's the list. There's no Randy Moss.
Check it out. No, check it out though. Check it out. Check it out though. He goes 62 receptions, 40 because he blew out his knee. 94, then he got 92, then blew out his knee again. I think it was the other knee, but he had 94 and 12, almost 1,200 yards and 10 TDs. He had 92 receptions in only what 15 games, and then he come back in 145, 1950, 1947, and 16 TDs. This boy is unbelievable. Yo, he's at 114 yards receiving. This is this season. 114 yards receiving per game. He gets open. He gets open. And he got Sean McVay to play with him. Sean McVay to kind of run some schemes and do some darts with him. And I honestly, I know we're talking about Cooper Kupp and what he's doing, but honestly, I didn't know. I wasn't a big fan of Robert Woods and that Marcus Lee combination in Buffalo. Was not a fan of it. If you remember that Marcus Lee, I think they didn't have a quarterback though, but it was Marcus Lee and Robert Woods. I was not a fan of. I didn't know which one of those were better than the other guy, but I wouldn't. So I was like not a fan of either one of them. Till Robert Woods get drafted or get traded here to L.A., where they didn't have a go-to receiver. So he's able to come to town, and it doesn't help that he's a cool dude. And I actually got to interview him, but he's a cool dude. And when they played the playoff game against the Falcons a couple of years ago, like everybody was in awe. They were at USC. It didn't help that it didn't hurt that they were at USC. Everybody, all the Rams were in awe. Robert Woods had played there for the last 4 years. So when they played against the Falcons, and they ended up losing that game against the Falcons in the playoffs, 2018. 2018, I think they lost to the Falcons. Robert Woods was the only guy on the field ready to play, trying to make plays and go somewhere. Every time Goff would throw the ball near him, he'd catch it and I think he might have averaged somewhere around 18 or 20 yards a game, or catch that game. The next year, they drafted Cooper Kupp. And now McVay got two of these guys to play with, two like receivers to scheme around and had the quarterback, but we see Goff couldn't get it done. So Goff couldn't get it done, so they went back and they had to revamp it. But it's too bad that he went out because they got Beckham, who's actually looking like he had some tread left on the tires, right? And then Cooper Kupp doing his thing. But how did they let Cooper Kupp get open, bro? Late in the game you got how many seconds did it have on the clock?
Oh man, we're not going to talk about any type of defensive scheme with regards to any of these games, man, and why or how it happened. It just happened.
No, seriously.
Nah, for real, man. Because there's no excuse or explanation for
in overtime, they let him catch up a 17-yard pass right off the bat. Boom. No. He runs down, shakes some dude, and picks up 17-yard boom.
Come on, man.
He runs right down the center of the field.
There's no why. It just happened.
So do you believe in Stafford now? Or did it just happen that now all of a sudden you believe in Matthew Stafford?
I'm not sure it's so much I believe in Matthew Stafford as much as like, wow, I know Jared Goff must just feel like just doo-doo on a stick right now.
Well, no, they have to win a Super Bowl. They have to win a Super Bowl.
No, they don't even have to win a Super Bowl, man. They've already got.
He took him to the Super Bowl.
They already look so much better, man. I mean, it looks like doo-doo on a stick. Looks like the reason that they couldn't win it, man. If they do win it, then he just got it smeared all over his face. But right now it's just on a stick, and he got to,
I mean, but so is that it for Brady in Tampa?
No.
He stays in Tampa. They run it back.
One more time.
You got him running it back. Interesting. I don't expect him to be in Tampa next year. Whether he retires or go somewhere else, I don't expect him to be in
He's
Tampa
not
next
going
year.
anywhere else. He'll either
Yeah,
retire
yeah,
or play one more year.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I expect him to retire. I don't know that he comes back, but we'll see. And we had some money on this. We had a catfish corner on this game before we get away from this game.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford, you took. Well, hold on. Don't start celebrating yet. What was the bet?
Rams running back carries versus Stafford pass attempts. Which one was higher?
Stafford was 28 for 38, 366 yards. And that meant I meant to say completions. It was Rams
Rams running
completions.
back carries versus Stafford pass attempts. So we have 38. How many running back carries did the Los Angeles Rams have in that game?
That should have been running versus pass completions. It should have been. There was 28 carries.
Okay, so we see right there is 38 to 28. So my victory by 10. Okay, cool. See you on Friday.
I mean, so there was a mistype there. You
You're
heard what I
you're
said?
you're at the control, so I don't have anything to do with that, man. Anyways. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. I mean, good. They were good.
Wait, hold on. Where did that one come from?
Woo. Woo.
We had something on
As a
that.
matter of fact, let's just skip that catfish thing and just get right to the ribs and brisket. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Let's rotate that, man. You give me that catfish in a minute, man. But yeah, man, I got a rib and brisket place for you, man. Top 10 in the country. Let's get with that.
Hold on. When did we make this bet?
Right there, in front of your eyes.
I don't remember making that bet though.
Well, I mean, you put it right there. You have the controls. I mean, you don't put nothing. You don't mean.
I'm actually trying to do something else.
Yeah, it just keeps coming back. Yeah. You didn't believe in JB and them guys, man.
I don't know why it won't come back. I don't know why it won't go down at the bottom though.
Okay, well, hey, man, let's switch it up and go rib and brisket on that one night. On Friday, are we good, man? Yeah, cool.
What's that?
We switch it up and go rib and brisket because that's on there as well. I like that one a little bit better, man.
Better than the catfish corner?
Yeah, man. Let's just do the rib and brisket.
Okay. All right, there we go. I really don't remember making that bet. We had Titan minus 3.5 over Bengals in the round. Where's it at? Where's the real place at?
Oh, it's on Rainier in Genesee, man. It's right down there, like quarter mile.
On Rainier in Genesee or close near there?
On Rainier in Genesee, quarter mile going north on your left.
Quarter mile, where on Genesee?
On Rainier. It's gonna be extra. Oh man. Woo. Man, I'm excited.
All right, so the big game, the Chiefs against the Bills was a big game. I told you this was a big game. This was
You
the
sure
game.
did.
Da, 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 da.
That guy said so.
Should Buffalo have kicked the ball with 13 seconds on the clock?
I mean, that's splitting hairs, man. I mean, man, this game is all about Josh Allen. Yeah, it's all about Josh Allen. It's not about nobody else. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I love him. Tyreek Hill, a demonstration of what Al Davis always says: absolute speed kills. Absolutely. And
So
when he
let's
started
go let's
waving
go
at
back to
that
that.
dude
So let's go
20
back to the
yards
play.
out,
So let's go
that's
back
when
to
you
the play.
know absolute speed kills. Absolutely.
So let's
But
let's
no,
go
this
back.
game's all about Josh Allen.
So let's go back to the play where Tyreek catches the pass, the short pass for 20 yards, run past five uh, would be tacklers. Let's talk. Let's talk. Go back to that play. And if you think about that play, I mentioned ball placement of Joe Burrow earlier. The placement of that ball allowed Tyreek to come out of his cut, to burn past the one defender, catch the ball in stride, and then not lose a step, and then burn past the other defenders. Right? Ball placement. When you don't, when you have that, it looks so pleasing. Versus him catching the ball and then having to go down because the ball was behind him, or him having to make some acrobatic catch. He catches the ball. It's put in a position where he can catch and run, and that's the whole objective of the game. And so I don't understand why some cats don't get that. But that ball placement that Patrick Mahomes is absolutely outstanding. As for your boy Josh Allen, I'm watching that game, and I'm like, okay, they're running quarterback sweeps with him. They're running quarterback dives with him. They're letting him drop back and throw deep, 60 yards down the field, and he has open guys. Only comp I could give him was Cam Newton. The only comp I was giving him,
It's not
because
a good comp.
Cam wasn't accurate like that.
Yeah, there's the caveat, right? He
Yeah,
was certainly hurting DBs the same way Josh Allen was hurting DBs. I mean, Josh Allen was 3rd and 7 taking off. Like, who do you think you have on your side of the ball that's going to tackle me in 7 yards?
yeah,
You got nobody, man.
yeah. He was.
Faster, I'll get to the outside. I will run you over. Man, you and me, yeah. I'm a little bit faster. You and me, yeah, we're about the same strength. I'm getting my extra 2 yards.
You don't want none. Like Cam Newton was the only one I can remember that was like running over grown men, like running over and through grown men. I couldn't think of
From
anybody else.
way out. From way out. Not like 3rd and 4, like 3rd and 9. 3rd and 7. Like just I need to get 30 feet.
But Cam Newton was not accurate. Cam Newton did not have the accuracy
No.
that he has. He would complete
And
some passes.
why did Davis look like the invisible man out there? It's like, why is this dude wide open every time he throws the ball?
Right.
I don't see it.
He
Like you
said
just
look
don't
like
see
the
him.
invisible
It's
man.
weird. He just runs like
Yeah.
right by you. Like
back
every
to
time.
back to what you said earlier. You can't explain nothing that happened on the defensive side of the ball over this last weekend.
No. That dude is not the #1 receiver, and he is open every time.
And that's why, because he was the number four
Like
receiver.
3 straight touchdowns. Like what? You don't see this dude again and again and again.
So I didn't want to give Josh Allen any credit, no credit at all. Last season there was all this MVP talk. I laughed. This season come into it, there was more MVP talk. He played well for 3 weeks and then just been a roller coaster. But Josh Allen is the 4th best receiver in the AFC right now.
He is the 4th best quarterback in the AFC right now. And I'm assuming that you're not putting Justin Herbert in front of him. So I
who
would
else?
like to actually hear your list out loud, please.
Patrick Mahomes, Justin
Okay.
Herbert, and Joe Burrow.
No, man. I'm about to turn this. Fans, I almost hit the off. Fans, you don't know how close I was to disconnecting this show, man. You do not. Gosh, I'm surprised that I am still talking to you live. You
The
cannot put
AFC,
Justin Herbert in front of Josh Allen.
the AFC, he's the AFC.
He's never been to the
Super Bowl
playoffs,
leader.
and certainly not had a
Oh.
playoff performance like that.
Oh boy, here we go.
Cut it out.
He's the AFC.
He's not running over anybody like that.
He's
He's not
leading the
putting the
AFC.
team on his back and taking them anywhere. He couldn't even get them into the playoffs.
He's the starting AFC quarterback in the Pro Bowl.
Just depends on how much credibility you want to lose, Cam. If you want to continue with this argument, that's up to you.
So well, okay. So who'd you have if you take Herbert out? Who'd you have in front of Herbert? If not Herbert,
I got Josh number
Jackson?
3.
Huh?
I mean, what are we talking about here?
No, you said you was assuming I didn't have Herbert in there. Who'd you have? Mahomes, Burrow, and who is in front of Josh Allen?
That's the list.
What about Jackson? Freaking Jackson.
Nah, man.
I'm just saying, you just got guys all ahead of the guy who won the MVP last season, didn't he? Or 2 seasons ago.
Sure. Yeah, no.
Andy Reid, if you believe this, Andy Reid now has 5 NFC championships
Appearances.
and four AFC championship appearances.
Four straight on both sides.
Shit, it is, isn't it? He went 5 straight with the
Four
Eagles.
straight with the Eagles. 4 straight with the Chiefs. When he got it going, he got it going.
I mean, that's yeah. Once he gets it going, right? I mean, that was a great game. I think it just showed Josh Allen was, as you mentioned, he was the story of the game. But Patrick Mahomes, as good as Josh Allen was, Patrick Mahomes is that much better.
Not that much better, man. No.
As good as it was. What do you mean, no? How you gonna say no?
I mean, you know, great performance. Kudos to him for doing that, man. But nah, man.
What do you mean? How you gonna say no? I don't get how you say no. The guy's playing on Sunday. One guy played on Sunday, and one guy cleaned out his locker the day after.
But you were making it seem like it was like this much. It's like it's
No,
not
I
that
just said as good as guy was, the other guy played better. Whatever better wherever better you want to go, better that that's better, right?
That's better. But don't make it like this, man.
That's all we're talking about here. That's all we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So you give Andy Reid some love. All right, so looking at our picks, man. Ooh. I had Tennessee over Cincinnati.
That didn't happen.
I had Green Bay over the 49ers.
As well, you should have. That didn't happen, though.
I had Tampa Bay over the Rams.
That didn't happen.
I did. KC finally gave me one win for the weekend.
Okay.
I was
Sure
1 for
that
4.
way, but it was memorable.
What's that?
I said it shouldn't have went that way, but it was memorable.
So I won 1 game. You won 3 games. Points against the spread. I got 0 corrects. You won with Cincinnati and KC. Or which one? KC or the Rams?
And the Rams. No, I want Cincinnati and the Rams.
So give you 5-1 for the week. We haven't seen that all season long.
Woo! We get serious, fans. Young Sam Rothstein puts his cap on. Mm-hmm.
We ain't seen that all season long, like I said. Confidence picks. I had KC at number 2. Tampa Bay, Tennessee, and Green Bay with my 3, 4, 5. It is my worst confidence pick of the season. It gives this little goofball a chance to tie things up because he had Cincinnati number 2, the Rams number 3, Green Bay number 4, and KC number 5. So gave him 10 points to my 2 points. And out of 300 games we played, we picked, we are now both 76%, 76.3%.
Oh, whoo. So I can get the Triple Crown as well if I get this. Right?
Now, how can you get a Triple Crown?
I have the picks against the spread. This is confidence picks,
you
right?
have picks against the spread. Yeah. Actually, you could get the trifecta.
And I have the overall, like, just picks overall. So if I get this one, it's a Triple Crown, right?
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh man!
So you better pick right this weekend, Cam. You better pick it right. I'll be Cooper Cupping it out here.
Oh wow! Listen to it. I think he put up 300 yards against your Huskies. I don't know if you probably didn't.
Oh no, we're not talking about all that. We're talking about the Triple Crown right here in 2022.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If I get that one, man, that's going to be quite the
again. He wants to
quite the induction speech for that one.
All right, fans. That was our NFL talk, man. We recapped the fantastic week in the NFL we had last weekend.
Woo! We're gonna preview.
We got some. We're gonna preview the championship weekend.
Like Cooper Kupp and Sterling Sharp
this guy,
and Jerry Rice before me.
Oh my goodness gracious! This guy. Settle down over there, okay? As far as the NBA, the Heat takes number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Now, I've been talking about the Heat for a few weeks now, but somebody else over here don't want to give the 305 any love when it comes to basketball.
They're all right. They're cool. They're cool.
The Suns, you didn't want to give another team. You didn't want to give any credit to Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
I mean, they're all right. They're cool.
They won 7 straight. I think there was 8 straight last night. I mean, they're all right. 8 straight? They just all right? Come on. All right, what did you think of Davis last night? Your boy returned for the Lakers.
You know, let's just try and work him back into the rotation and try and keep him healthy as long as possible. When he's in there, they are certainly a different team.
Oh man, that's not involving any kind of confidence. That's not. That didn't sound like you have any confidence in what's going on in the 2-1-3.
No, when he's in there and he's healthy and they're a different team, they play better. Just gotta stay healthy.
I'm not sure where this confidence is. There's a lack of confidence, bro. I'll tell you what. I don't hear anything coming from Cleveland right now. He used to be all excited. I couldn't shut him up. But I had to mute him when he talked about the Lakers. Now there was no confidence. He said, "We'll see what happens." Interesting. Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers. What you see out of Cleveland Cavaliers?
They're big up front. They may be kind of changing the league back to what it formerly was before the Splash Brothers.
But they also got 2 guards who can kind of get at you, and Darius Garland and
Colin Sexton. They're all right. Yeah. They're certainly active and they can do some things, but it is that front court that really sets the tone.
Mobley came out really setting the tone. Yeah. Dallas Mavericks Hardaway Jr. He breaks his foot against the Warriors the other night. Did you see that?
I did see that happen, actually.
Yeah. All right, man. You gotta give it up to the Clippers, man. Last night come back from a 35-point deficit. They did third time they came out from double-digit deficits this month. Like these guys, without Paul George, without Kawhi Leonard, man, they showing that there's some hoopers, man.
They certainly do, man. They got a lot of moxie. They got a lot of heart, and Tyronn Lue has got them playing really, really hard, practicing, and definitely giving them positive motivational speeches, as well as Mr. Balmer also, addressed the team, when he has an opportunity, when he's not busy, conducting foreign affairs and, world relations. He brings people in to, kind of keep them motivated and pumped up as well. So they've definitely been doing a good job of doing that. So kudos to them for, kind of weathering the storm while Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are out of the lineup.
Yeah, they're doing the young cats, man, are growing. They're giving credit to their
Sure.
player
And Kennard
development.
and,
Amir Coffee, Terrence Mann is doing that.
and Reggie Jackson, and is Ibaka healthy? Is he still playing?
Ibaka's out there.
Ibaka's
Reggie
out there.
Jackson,
Zubac, they still out there.
he's getting it done.
Well, good for them. Good for them. Good
Zubac
for them.
had 32
Kennard,
the other night. Zubac had 32 the other night while he was
Kennard,
cracking
yeah,
jokes.
yeah,
While he cracking
yeah.
jokes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the Sixers wasting Embiid season, MVP type season?
They haven't wasted it all just yet.
So you got Jokic. Who's your MVP right now?
Steph Curry. I'm sorry. My MVP is Ja Morant.
You being biased right now. You
What do you
being
say?
biased. You're being
John
biased.
Morant's not the MVP of the league right now?
Have you heard of Nikola Jokic?
Yeah.
Have you heard of him?
Whose team has a better record?
Have you heard of Joel Embiid?
Whose team has a better record? John Morant got his team third in the West right now. That's real serious. That's real major.
That's strong right there. That is strong. He's having a strong year. But I don't know if he's having a better year than Joel or Nikola
Well,
Jokic.
he certainly is having a better year than Joel or Joker because he's got better numbers and his team is in a better position than either one of those two teams.
Well, I don't know if it's his team being in a better position. They went 8-2 without him. You know what I'm saying? Without your guy Ja. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
So
sure, Cam. Whatever you're saying, man.
I know. I'm saying they went 82 without him. That's facts.
I'm a tweet John. Let him know.
Oh yeah, that's facts. All right, fans. Let's move to this week in history. We're gonna give you some history lessons, things that happened back in the day. Back in the day, Jim Thorpe relinquished his 1912 Olympic medals for playing two seasons of semi-professional baseball before
Amateur
competing in the
status.
Olympics.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, take it away. 1924, January 26th, American skater Charles Jutraw claims the first ever winner Olympic gold medal, wins 500 meter speed skating event in 44 seconds. The Winter Olympics starts next week, I think it is. Any desire? What Olympic event will you be watching?
Hockey.
You will watch hockey?
Watch a little bit, yeah. When it gets serious, yeah.
126, 1932, William K. Wrigley, owner of Wrigley Gum, Chicago Cub, he dies. Did you know that there was the Wrigley that was the same Wrigley that Wrigley Stadium, Wrigley Spearmint? Did you know that?
Yeah, his son, Charles Wrigley.
It's crazy that name is just Wrigley is like is a household name, right? Um, January 26, 1990. Boston Red Sox. This happened in 1990. I was unaware of this. Boston Red Sox hire Elaine Weddington as assistant GM. highest-ranking African female major league front office. Was completely unaware of that. Would
Yeah,
you?
I did not hear. I was not unaware of this herself.
And then, sadly, 2 years ago on this day, Kobe Bryant to that helicopter crash in the mountains, and he and the 12 others perished. Wild day, man. I still remember. Just looking at. I don't know how you found out about it, but I was on the computer, man, and it came like it was like a pop up came, like Kobe Bryant helicopter crash, Kobe dies. Like get the fuck out of here. And seconds away, boom, 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 boom. It's like that shit. That was wild. Where were you at when you heard that?
I was here at the house, and I remember this is. And I think we even alluded to it on the show, like right after the tragedy. Is that the first site to break the story was TMZ. And it's like Kobe Bryant dies, helicopter crashes into, and like, how would TMZ know that before anybody in the rest of the world? And then, like 45 minutes later, the rest of the world chimed in. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, how they do it or why they do it, I don't know. But when TMZ says it, it just gave them. I felt so sick to my stomach. It gave them so much credibility for reporting something so tragic, so far ahead of everyone else, and not really understanding how they even got the news or why they did it or how you even have to be wired in to know that. But it was just like that was like the thing. Like the tragedy, it wasn't secondary. It was just like I didn't believe it until I
Confirmed it.
heard from like a CNN or an
Yeah,
ESPN, but like TMZ was the first one, and those guys were like maybe an hour after that with the same news. It was like, man, those guys are so like for whatever reason, however they do it is wow. So that's what I remember about it. I mean, the tragedy in and of itself was just like so surreal and just the like you referred to on the couple of shows after that, just the melancholy kind of feel of the whole city and just how do you get over this haze, how do you get over this fog, and it was just very, very, very tough time.
yeah, it's crazy.
And it's ironic because I was actually my wife got me this Kobe Bryant book recently for Christmas, so I was I have been reading this the last couple of days, not even really realizing that it is the anniversary of his passing, but for anyone, fans and followers, it's a great book to read, and it's a very insightful, introspective look into his life and kind of his approach to everything.
Great, that's good shout out. The five-time NBA champion, 2008 MVP, 18-time NBA All Star, gold medalist, 2008, 2012. Um, Kobe won some Oscars, man. Gone too soon. Well, this week we had, man, interesting week. Even though off the field, we obviously had some great games on over the weekend, but then we had Sean Payton step down as HC of the Saints. It looks like he's gonna become the new head coach of the Cowboys pretty soon. How long
Next
before?
year,
How long before he's the new coach of the Cowboys?
2023.
That's what it's looking like. What do you think about this Major League, the Hall of Fame inductions they had? Ortiz gets in, but no Barry Bonds, no Mark McGuire, no Sammy Sosa, no Kurt Schillings,
The fact
Rafael
that David
Palmeiro.
Ortiz got in makes it look like a popularity contest, doesn't it? I mean, he's certainly um, tied into all of the steroid allegations and use. And he was certainly a part of that culture, and he certainly used the just the cool guy and happy, jovial, Big Poppy. I mean, they let him in unanimously on his first vote, and I don't. And to be perfectly honest with you, Cam, I don't think he has Hall of Fame numbers. And let's not forget, he did hit behind Manny Ramirez. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
Ooh, calling out Ortiz. It wouldn't be because the Seattle Mariners traded Ortiz. Would it? That wouldn't have
No,
anything to do with
it
it.
has absolutely nothing to do with that.
That
It
has
probably
nothing to
has
do with
more
it.
to do with Manny than it has to do with David Ortiz. To be
But
perfectly honest with
Ortiz,
you.
you're right. There's some popularity contest that goes into it, but Ortiz after the Boston with the bombs, they blew up
I mean, come
the.
on, man. Is that an on the field type of thing that happened?
No. But
Man,
when he
then
comes
cut it
back,
out. I don't want to hear it.
when he comes back
I
and
don't want to hear it.
he has
I don't
memorable
want to hear it.
moments,
Nah,
in
man.
a
I
game
don't want to
tribute
hear
to
how he came
the.
out there Boston strong and
That's
he
it. That's
fucking
it right
handler him. Nah,
there.
man.
That's it. Go no further. People
No.
say no, say less. I'm saying less after that. But that's it. That's the difference right there. Um, so this was their 10 year. I see 10 years went by fast, but this is for Bonds and McGuire. Their opportunity to get in. This is the last time they can get in. Apparently, right? They have to be written
There
in,
is
but
a special executive committee that can let them in future years, but this is the last time that they can get voted in by the
I'm
writers.
actually surprised they didn't get voted. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, because Mark McGuire, I know they wanted to vote Mark McGuire in, but they can't do Mark McGuire without doing Barry Bonds. So Mark McGuire kind of get caught up in the wash, and Sammy Sosa nobody cared about him anyway. But I know they wanted to get Mark McGuire in there. I know for a fact, you know, Mark over there bitching, complaining, throwing shit against the wall and everything else about why he didn't get in. And then people like Mark, we wanted you to get in, but we can't let you in without letting Barry in. So unfortunately, Mark, you got to be upset. I think they'll get in though. I'm surprised. I'm low key surprised they didn't let those guys in. What's your thoughts?
It was much expected. This is kind of when sports writers kind of get their opportunity to kind of be judge and jury and kind of um, be judgmental about what other people do and how they kind of feel about it, and you know, it's a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of jealousy, it's a little bit of just this is my opportunity to get back at you for not being cool with the media. Look what we did for David Ortiz, the ambassador for the game. You guys were never ambassadors for the game. You were ambassadors for yourself, even though your skill level and skill set is far above 95% of the people in the Hall of Fame. It's like, okay, whatever.
Um, what do you think? So Tua, one of Tua's teammates, he went. He didn't want to be quoted as saying who it was, but he was quoted as saying he didn't want to be identified as saying this, but he's only going to take us so far. It says about your guy Tua Tagovailoa. One of the big topics down here, Cleveland, is with the Super Bowl a couple of weeks away. First championship stadium or first championship game inside the brand new stadium with fans in the building. The Rams season ticket holders are faced with the dilemma. Do you sell your tickets and make quadruple what you can make, what you would have made on these other tickets throughout the season? Or do you go to the game and root your Los Angeles Rams on? Cleveland, and I pose you the question. If you bought tickets at $250 a piece and you could sell them for $1,000 a piece, or let's say you could sell them for 1250 a piece, do you sell your tickets or do you go to the game?
Go to the game.
Okay, those same tickets. How much would it? What's the number? 2250.
been in this situation um, when the Seahawks were, at the pinnacle. It's about $4,000
For what?
before you just say, hey, you know what, $4,000 a piece. Yeah, I don't want to be
Yeah,
a part of history that bad. But at
that's your
1,200, yeah, I want to be a part of it because you think it's going to happen. You think it's going to happen all the time. Your team is so talented. They're so young. That's just not how football works. When you have an opportunity, be part of it, or decide that you just don't really care that much, and then let them go. But if you want to be a part of history, $4,000 is the asking price.
$4,000 the number. You can be a part of history.
$4,000 to not be a part of history if you think
Uh,
they're going to win. If you're not really sure that they're going to win, you're like, that other team is way better. Yeah, you'll flip them for $1,000. But if you really think they're going to the Super Bowl, no, you're keeping them up to $4,000, and then you're just being stupid because it's just I can still watch the game. It's like I can't watch the game. I'm just not
right.
gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or I can flip for $4,000 and get some cheaper tickets and still be in the building. I mean, you're negotiating at this point. You have, some leverage, but I would say like $4,000.
$4,000 is the number, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, so with Sean Payton stepping down, we have 9 coaches. Which is the best job available? The Raiders, Denver, Jacksonville, Miami, Chicago, Minnesota, New York Giants, New Orleans Saints, or the Houston Texans?
Jacksonville.
You go to Jacksonville. Really? So you and Steve Nelson you guys ain't gonna reunite, huh?
I mean, there's some picks there, but there's not a lot of cohesion within the ownership and whoever else is running things. So I think Jacksonville right now, with regards to just as far as picks and talent and where you can go from here, yeah,
The Raiders. Minnesota got
just
talent. New
they just fired
Orleans.
their GM. They just fired their GM. It's like you want some kind of stability, right?
Yeah. Well, none of these are stability. They're not gonna be stable till you win.
Right, but when you don't have a general manager, then you don't know who's coming in and like what they want. I mean, I guess to a certain, I mean, on the flip side of that is that if the team doesn't already have a general manager, then if they hire the general manager first, then you're their guy. So that's a little bit more of a security. But as far as talent and picks goes, Jacksonville.
Um, Interesting. Interesting. You say Jacksonville. Like I think Denver's a better job than Jacksonville. Um, New Orleans isn't terrible. Um, I mean, if you want to be outside, you want real football, you go to Chicago. Chicago's gonna work for you. Yeah, I got a few guys picks before I head to Jacksonville. But talking about picks, man. Well, this weekend it's NFC Championship, AFC Championship, both fighting for a chance at the Super Bowl berth in a couple of weeks. And I have Tennessee over the Bengals. Excuse me. What the heck? That should be Chiefs. I got the Chiefs over the Bengals.
Oh man, while you flip flop fans, hold that thought. We'll be right back. Okay, so back to your flip flopping. You were saying.
No flip flopping. No, the I had the games inverse. Threw me off there for a second, but I got it corrected. We're good. Um, so on Sunday, it's the Bengals versus Chiefs, obviously, and the Chiefs minus 7 points. I'm taking the Chiefs in that game, and then we got the Niners and the Rams. I picked the Rams, but man, I'm hedging Niners right here. I'm hedging Niners. I'm hedging Niners in this one here. They beat them twice already this season, like and pounded them this season. It wasn't two close victories. They took a piece of that butt whooping. So the Rams do want to come back, but the Niners, I mean, they beat them 5 times in a row. So this is a division rival. Um, these games, everybody got each other's know what each other's doing. So this is just gonna come out to a matter of will, want to in this game. I'm picking the Rams, but I'm taking the Niners and the points in this game. You got Cincinnati and the Rams in this game, so it's going to be interesting to see kind of how these play out right here, because this is a big time basketball. This is big time football being played right here.
Yeah, it's for the Triple Crown right here. JB and Demar Chase are gonna give me that Triple Crown. It's gonna be live.
All right. Speaking of which, you didn't give me your confidence picks.
I'm gonna go Rams +5, Cincinnati +4. And you got the Niners and
No, I got the Rams for KC 5. Yeah, so I'm gonna win right here. This is an exciting game match right
so then
here.
what was all that talk about?
I'm just saying the Niners is not gonna go to sleep on these. They're not gonna lay down in this game. They're not gonna lay down. It's gonna be a good ass
So
game.
so so you're just saying it's gonna be a hard fought game? Is that oh wow,
Yeah,
that's deep. That's
yeah.
deep analysis there, Cam.
Oh wow. This guy. All right, fans. I want to thank you guys for sticking with us, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. We want to let the people know where they can find you.
At Clevie Wonder on Twitter and Clevon Still on Instagram.
And this is your man Cam. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we go, I'm gonna leave you with this quote here. This quote from Super Bowl champion, actually. Leadership is getting someone to do what they don't want to do to achieve what they want to achieve. Leadership, once again, is getting someone to do what they don't want to do to achieve what they want to achieve. That's leadership, and that comes from Mr. Tom Landry, legendary head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. The Boom, Tom Landry. We want to thank you again for your participation, fans. And please go ahead and rate the show, rate and review this podcast, and tell a friend about the baddest podcast in all the land. And as always, fans, enjoy some football this weekend, and most importantly, thank you for making our voice your choice.